Heyo, it's Rive Breezy here with Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist, and today's deck is Aromages, which are a plant-based deck that revolves around gaining life points and activating abilities based off the gaining of life points, and having more life points than your opponents to get extra effects. And it's a great deck. I hope you guys enjoy this. We're going to do a deck breakdown here, and then we'll be doing 2 PvP duels. If there's any decks you want to see in the future, let me know down in the comments. Next up is Ancient Gears. So let's get into the deck breakdown. We got 1 copy of Aromage Bergamot, which when your life point is higher than your opponent's, you get piercing damage, and once per turn, when you gain life points, it gets boosted up 1,000 attack and defense until the end of the turn. You'll see that they have effects, and then they have an additional effect if you gain life points that turn. Next, I'm running 3 copies of Aromage Kanaga, if that's how you pronounce it. When your life points are higher than your opponent, face-up monsters your opponent controls lose 500 attack and defense, and then once per turn, when you gain life points, you can bounce a spell or trap your opponent has back to their hand. Next, I have 2 copies of Aromage Jasmine, which during your main phase, while your life points are higher than your opponent, you get an additional normal summon that turn. And once per turn, if you gain life points, you get to draw an additional card. Next is Aromage Laurel, which I didn't think was really good until I started playtesting, and this card is amazing. Definitely running 3 copies of this. If your life points are higher than your opponent, you can special summon this guy from your hand. And if you gain life points this turn, you can target a non-tuner plant monster on the field, and it becomes a tuner. So that's a good way to get some synchro plays going. And if this card is sent to the graveyard, you gain 500 life points, which will activate the abilities of all your Aromage monsters for you. Next, we have Aromage Marjoram, which has 2 kind of weird effects. When your life points are higher than your opponent's, you take no battle damage from attacks involving plant monsters, and then she has 2 additional effects you can only activate when one's a summoning effect and then one's the life point effect. Her summoning effect is when a plant monster gets destroyed, you can special summon this guy out of your hand. And her life point, when you gain life points, when this card's on the field, you get to target cards in your opponent's graveyards up to the amount of aroma monsters that you have on the field. Say you got 4, you can target 4 cards in the graveyard and then banish them. So pretty decent level 5 monster. Next, we have Aromage Rosemary, which level 4. When your life points are higher than your opponent and a plant monster you control attacks, your opponent cannot activate effects during the damage step. And then when you gain life points while she's on the field, you get to change a face-up monster's battle position, which is pretty useful. If you're on attack, you can put them up from defense into attack formation and bust over them. Next, we have Aromaseraphy Angelica, which is the real tuner of this deck. During either player's turn, you can discard this card, target an aroma in your graveyard, and gain life points up to that target's attack. Great way to trigger abilities. And then she also has an effect where she can special summon her out of the graveyard if you control an aroma monster, but then you banish it when it leaves the field. Next, I'm running 2 Ghost Sister and Spooky Dogwood, also a tuner. During either player's turn, you can discard this card, and for that whole turn, if your opponent special summons an effect monster from their... I guess it doesn't matter where it comes from, but you gain life points up to the attack of that monster if they special summon. Or if they summon multiple, you just keep... and it only lasts for 1 turn now. Lastly, last monster is 1 copy of Lone Flyer Blossom, because it's limited to 1 in this game. Once per turn, you can tribute 1 plant monster, special summon a plant monster from your deck. Any of them, all our monsters we're running are plants. Going into these spells, here's our field spell, Aroma Garden. Once per turn, when you activate it, you gain 500 life points, and then that boosts all your monsters up by 500 attack and defense until the end of the turn. Actually, end of the next turn, so it'll be there when your opponent's turn act goes. And if an aroma monster gets destroyed while this card's on the field, you gain 1,000 life points. Next, we have Aroma Gardening. You normal summon or special summon an aroma monster, you gain 1,000 life points, which will trigger all their abilities. And when an opponent's monster declares an attack while your life points are lower than your opponent's, you can special summon an aroma from your deck. I don't think I've ever used that because I've always had higher attack points with this deck. You really generate a lot. Next, I have one copy of Cauldron of Old Man. It's a continuous spell, and when this card's activated, each standby turn, you get a spell counter, whatever you want to call it, on this card, and that turn you can activate it either gaining 500 life points or inflicting 300 damage for each counter. Next, I have two Cosmic Cyclones as some sort of removal. You pay 1,000 and then banish a spell or trap on the field. You'll see there's a bunch of spells and traps that are coming up at take away life points and gain life points and stuff like that. Next, we got a copy of Terraforming to search out our field spell, because you really want the field spell if you can. These traps will help you activate the effects and stuff, but you really want the field spell. We have 3 copy of Blessed Wings. These 3 traps down here, doesn't matter what the amount you have of them, but they're very good. So I do have 3 copies, I'm just not running it because I'm running 2 of that trap at the end. The Blessed Wind has 3 separate effects that you can activate. First effect is send a plant monster from your grave, actually from your hand or face up on the field to the grave, and then gain 500 life points. Good way to trigger your abilities. The second ability is target 1 plant monster in your grave, shuffle it back to the deck, and then gain 500. That's the one I use the most. And then the last effect, which I use a few times, pay 1,000 life points. You gain a lot of life points, so it's very easy to use this one. Pay 1,000 life points and then special summon an aroma out of your grave to help link, synchro, everything, you know. Dried Winds, this is a decent trap here. When you gain life points, you get to target a monster your opponent controls and destroy it. Does not work on face down cards, and then it has a second effect of if you have an aroma monster and your life points are at least 3,000 attack points higher than your opponent, you get to pay life points equal to that difference and then destroy monsters with attack points up to that number. So say you're winning by 3,000 life points, you activate the effect, you destroy all monsters with 3,000 attack points or less on your opponent's field. That's the effect there. And then you'll want to gain life points to get the advantage again. And here we have Human Winds at 3 copies. Pay 1,000 life points, add an aroma monster from your deck to your hand. And then it has a second ability of if your life points are lower than your opponent's, you get to gain 500 life points. Good way you get to pay it, and then if that knocks you below your opponent, you can use the second effect the same turn, because you get to use each effect once per turn, and then you get to use your monster effects. And lastly, we have 2 copies of Wall of Thorns, which is basically Mirror Force for plant monsters. You could just run Mirror Force, but this one goes with the deck theme. When a plant type monster you control is targeted for an attack, destroy all attack position monsters your opponent controls. Now going into the extra deck, and I don't know. I have the aroma monsters, and then I just have some generic tech stuff that you probably put whatever. I just recommend running the Aroma monsters at least, because they're pretty darn good. I'm running one Ancient Sacred Wyvern, which you require a light tuner and one or more non-tuner monsters. So I actually have light. Oh, he is light. I figured they were all earth because they're plants. And his effect is when your life point is higher than your opponent's, this card gains attack equal to the difference. So sometimes when I'm up like 4,000 easy, dude gains so much attack points. And while your opponent is your life points are lower than your opponent, this card loses attack equal to the difference. When this card is destroyed by the battle and sent to the grave, you pay 1,000 life points to special summon this card. Here we have Aromaseraphy Rosemary. One tuner, one non-tuner, level 5 synchro. When your life point is higher than your opponent's, all type monsters you control gain 500 attack and defense. And once per turn, if you gain life points, target a face-up your card your opponent controls, and that face-up card effects are negated for that turn. Good way to stop things. And then you have the field spell plus this. It's easy 3,000 attack monster. Here we have Aromaseraphy Sweet Marjoram, which is a level 6 monster. One tuner, one non-tuner, nothing specific. When your life points are higher than your opponent's, your opponent cannot target plant monsters with card effects, and you can only use one of the following effects once per turn. If this card is synchro summoned, you get to add a Humid Winds, Dry Winds, or Blessed Winds, the 3 wind traps we got down on the bottom row, from your deck to your hand, or if you gain life points, target a card your opponent controls and destroy it. Great removal. You can target face down cards with it. We have one Black Rose Dragon here, level 7 tuner, or not tuner, a synchro monster. When this card is synchro summoned, you can destroy all cards in the field, or once per turn. You can banish one plant monster from your graveyard and target one defense position monster your opponent controls. Change that target to face up attack position, and if you do, its attack becomes 0. Most people synchro this out and just nuke the board, but I mean that's typically what you're going to summon this guy for. I'm also running Black Rose Moonlight Dragon if I don't want to nuke the board. This card is special summoned, or a level 5 or higher monster is special summoned to your opponent's side of the field. Target one special summoned monster your opponent controls and return it to the hand. Good way to stop your opponents from special summoning out on the field, and that's a once per turn effect. Lastly, for our synchro monsters, we have one copy of Queen of Thorns, which is a level 6 tune synchro. It requires a plant type tuner, specifically though. Each player must pay 1,000 life points for each normal or special summon from their hand, except for plant monsters. So it's a good way to burn your opponent down, but it won't affect you because you have plant monsters. Next, into our Link monsters. I love this card. This card is amazing in this deck. Aromaseraphy Jasmine. 2 plant monsters are required for it, and if your life points are higher than your opponent, this card and any plant monsters this card points to can't be destroyed by battle. You contribute one monster this card points to special summon a monster from your deck in the defense position. I've never used that ability. I stick it out there, rely on it not being able to get destroyed by battle, and then its life point ability is every time you gain life points, you get to add a plant monster from your deck to your hand. So I like it. Oh man. But I'm running 3 of that, and next I have Bergamot Dragon, which Link 4. Neither player can target this card with monster effects, and then once per turn I can target a face-up monster, and it loses 500 attack and defense. And then at the start of the damage step, when I attack into it, I get to steal that monster and put it into one of the zones that it points to. Here I have Borrelsword Dragon, which is a way to get over high attack point monsters. Link 4 also can't be destroyed by battle. Once per turn, you can target an attack position monster, change it to defense position, and this card can make a second attack each battle phase. And then your opponent cannot activate response to that activation, and then once per turn, this card can, when it declares an attack on a face-up monster, you can steal half their attack points and add it to your monster. And lastly, I got 2 Nightmare monsters. Requires 2 monsters with different names. It's Link 2. This is Link summoned. You can discard a card, target a spell or trap your opponent controls, destroy it, and then you can get additional effects if it's linked with another monster. You get to draw another card. And then Nightmare Unicorn kind of has the same effect, except this one's Link 3. You can discard a card, target a card on the field, return it back to your opponent's deck. So it's not spell and trap, it's return it back to the deck, and if this card's co-linked, you get to draw a card when that activates. That is our extra deck. I'm going to quickly go over the side deck. Got Aroma Jar. When this card's flip face up, it can't be destroyed by battle, and during each end phase, you gain 500 life points. Here's the 3rd copy of Jasmine. Cactus Bouncer, other plant monster, can't be special summoned while another plant monster is on the field. Neither player can special summon monsters. Dark Verger, a level 2 plant monster. When there's a plant tuner on the field with normal summon to your side of the field, you get to special summon this card out of the grave to go into a synchro. We have Evil Thorn here, a level 1 monster. You can tribute this card, inflict 300 damage to your opponent, and then you get to summon out 2 more Evil Thorns onto your field. Gigaplant, a level 6 Gemini monster, also a plant. It's treated as, he's treated as a normal monster until you normal summon him again, and then once per turn, you can special summon an insect or plant from your grave to your hand. Yeah, I read that right. Here we go, Rose Archer. During either player's turn, when an opponent activates a trap card, while you have this card in your hand, you can discard it, and it indicates the activation and destroys it. Kind of a hand trap for plants. It's alright. Here we have Rose Lover, which I love this card, but it didn't make the cut. I never play tested it at all. You get to banish this card from your graveyard, and then you get to special summon any plant monster from your hand. You have ways to search out any card you want. With our main deck, it could be decent. I'm just not running it. We have 1 copy of Talea, Princess of Cherry Blossom, a level 8. It gains 100 attack for each plant monster you control, and other plant monsters on the field can't be destroyed by card effects when she's there. Twilight Rose Knight, which is a level 3 tuner. Monsters your opponent controls cannot target plant monsters for attack. When this card is normal summon, you get to special summon a level 4 or lower plant monster. Basically, this is the Black Rose tuner from the anime. You summon her out, and then you get to special summon a level 4 out that you already have in your hand, and then Akiza always goes into Black Rose Dragon. Good card. Next I have Child's Play. We're in our spells here. If every time a monster your opponent summons, you gain 300 life points. And then its extra effect is, if you have over 10,000 attack points, or 10,000 life points, your monsters can't be destroyed by battle. So I really wanted to run this, but I might instead of Cauldron, who knows. A 3rd copy of Cosmic Cyclone, already in our main deck. 1 copy of Metaverse, it's limited to 1. It's just another way of searching out your field spell, because you really want the field spell, or else you're kind of a sitting duck. A little bit. Appaloosa here, Bow of the Goddess, a Link 4 monster. You gain 800 attack for each Link material you use to get this guy, and then every time a monster effect is activated, you can cut 800 attack off this card and negate it. the monster effect. And then I have Crossroads Dragon, which requires 2 different type of monsters. And during the main phase, you can tribute this card and a plant monster and special summon a Rose Synchro monster or Rose Plant Synchro monster from your extra deck. Good easy way to go into Black Rose Dragon. And that is our main deck. Let us go to the PvP duels. I'll see you guys there. Alrighty, we are dueling Spooky Bones. Ooh. See what he picks. He's picking first. He has a human deck. Is he playing Utopia? I doubt it with 4 cards in the extra deck. We start out with 2 Humid Winds and 2 Cosmic Cyclones, which is not good. Oh, we'll see. Humid Winds could help. Do you think if I set both Humid Winds, I can use both their effects? Or... let's see here. A Rosemary, great draw. I'm just gonna Cosmic Cyclone. A Fissure. I don't have high hopes for his deck. Oh wee. Set a Rosemary. Oh no, I was gonna set the Cosmic. Let's attack! I don't expect this to be very high. Salate Warrior. Flip this card gains 500 attack defense. Now I just lost 500 attack points because I destroyed him. Okay, we're at 1300. I'm gonna keep my card face down. It is a continuous trap, so that's working for me. Let's see, what's he gonna do? I mean, my monster's only 1300. Oh, you messed up. Human Wins. Use the effect now. My life points lower. I gain 500 life points, which will activate my Rosemary's effect. Now I don't want to chain anything. Rosemary goes, changes his monster to defense position. And now I'm in the advantage again. Although he's winning. Technically. It's in the bag. Oh, baby. Aroma Garden. Best draw I could have got. Let's play Kanagata. I'm going to go into Aromaseraphy Jasmine. I mean, I don't think this guy's deck's very good, but we'll show off our cards a little bit. We'll play Aroma Garden. Now we're strategically going to activate Humid Winds first, because we can't activate it once our life points are lower. And right now we're at 500 lower. Now we're even. As the activation goes, let's take we don't want Marjoram because our monster can't be destroyed. I'm gonna get another Rosemary. Although I could also use Humid. I'm gonna use Humid Winds. Pay 1,000 life points to search for another monster. I'm gonna get a Laurel. I mean, we're kind of just running it up on him, I feel like. We're gonna activate Garden. We gain 500, let's just attack. I wish that would stop popping up. That attack goes through. He gets an effect from getting sent to the grave. He gets a Dragon Warrior or Spellcaster normal monster and adds it to his hand. So we'll find out what he's playing now. Dark Magician, Blue Eyes. Maybe he's playing something completely unrelated. What you searching for, my dude? Dragon Horn Hunter. Is this the starting deck? Let's end our turn. Next turn we get to summon out both of those guys. Get another 1,000 life points back. We haven't made a dent in his life points yet, unfortunately. You don't think he would set the pendulum, right? I've yet to play a pendulum deck. That's what I'm missing. Twin Barrel Dragon. Oh wee. I don't think that monster can even get destroyed by card effect. Oh, he called it right. Oh, nope, he didn't. He needs both heads. I guess he could have destroyed it by card effect. Just can't be destroyed by battle. Not happening. Well, you're not setting the pendulum. Focused Cannon. Were you setting on 2 and a 3? What the heck? You're playing there. Do you know how a pendulum works, Spooky? Okay, that's the end of the main. He still has half a pendulum up. That's scary. Although, we might just start swarming here. What are you going... Occult Cannon activates once per turn during the end phase. If this card was activated this turn, target a face-up spell, trap, destroy it. I'm gonna chain Humid Wind. Gain 500 life points back. We gain life points, we get search for... Tempted to get Angelica. Let's get that. We can easily turn this back around. Cauldron of Old Maid. Throw that down. Gets its spell counter. Let's set our Humid Wind. Let's start by summoning Rosemary. Now we're going to activate the life points. Rosemary's effect's going to activate. I turn that into defense position. Jasmine's effect's going to activate so that we get another monster. I'll grab Marjorie. Why can't I summon out Laurel? I'll use Angelica to hit Rosemary, gain 1800 life points. We're now in the lead. Now we can use Angelica to special summon out. Perfect. Go into Rosemary, we can go into Boral Sword. I'm gonna go into Rosemary. I don't think we need Boral Sword Dragon to win this. But you never know, who knows. Should be a 3000 attack monster. We can special summon out Laurel now. Laurel will get a 500 attack point boost from this monster and the field spell. Laurel can just attack over. And we are rolling into life points here. Watch me get Mirror Force. Nope. Hoo-wee! We almost OTK'd. If we had one more we could have. No, we couldn't have. Never mind. Even if Laurel goes down here, we get the special summon up Marjoram next turn. But I don't think he'll get over 1800. Oh, I stand corrected right when I say that. Goodness. I'm just letting him go down. I can't do anything to stop it. My face up. My face down card can't change anything. I'm gonna activate Laurel. That's plus 500, and then our field spell is gonna give us plus 1000. Rosemary is going to negate that card's effect. Let's add Bergamot. Screw it. Grab our big hitters. Still his turn. We're sitting pretty. Very pretty. He's ending his turn. Alright, our turn. Oh, we didn't summon Marjoram. Card gains another counter, which I'm gonna activate now. This is the last turn of the duel, I assume. Let's inflict 300 for each counter, which is gonna be 600. I'm gonna set Dry Winds, which is pretty cool draw. He has a response. Ah, are you kidding me? I mean, we were gonna win. That was pretty easy duel. Let's grab another one. See you guys there. Okay, we've got a second duel on the episode here with Yami 66645739. He has a Duel deck. Ooh. We have our entire back row, our field spell, and a monster. I don't know how I feel about this. This is dangerous. If we lose this monster, we're in trouble. But we'll find out how this goes. Oh god, he's setting everything. Let's set one. Set two. Set three. I'm just waiting on him to have some kind of reaction. Aroma Garden. He's got a response. Come on. Activate Aroma Garden. Let's gain 500 attack points for bouncing one of them back. Super polymerization. Oh my. We lost our monster. And he's playing El Shaddai Invoker. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. El Shaddai Shingekagi. Shikingaga. Imagine if it bounced it back to his hand. This card is sent to the grave. Special summon in face down position. Oh boy. We're gonna have to go to the end turn. We're leading in life points. What's this effect? Can negate the activation. While you have a Shadal effect in your hand, destroy that monster and send it to the grave, which would activate its effect. Okay. 3,000. There's only one monster that can get over it. And we could turn it into attack position. Let's flip up Dried Winds. Let's flip up Humid Winds. Gonna have to search for a Rosemary. Let's flip up Blessed Winds. It's not activated though. Chain Resolves. I'm gonna search for a Rosemary. That's my way of getting around this big 2600 attack monster. I need to activate Humid Wind again. Is this card affected by... Gonna activate Humid Wind to get the second effect. Gain 500 life points, which is gonna activate Dried Winds, hopefully. Lets me destroy this big monster. Unless he has a Shadal in his hand. He can... Aromage Damage Juggler. This guy's got the meta deck. I have this deck. I don't use it because I don't want to play meta decks. Imagine. El Shadal Alpicone. Well, both of his copies of Super Poly are out of here. Let's send a plant to the grave. Oh, we have to send it from the hand. Oh god, no, I just messed up. I can't believe we paid 1,000 life points to get that in my hand. I thought it was deck. That's a misplay. Big misplay. I mean, we could bring it back out, but... Man, we could have Wall Thorned him next turn. Feels bad. We're down to 600 now. 6,000. Okay. We gotta put on our thinking caps here. I can get rid of him easy. I gotta read his card. Angelica. Actually. Let's flip up. Let's activate Humid Wind. Gain our 500 so that Dried Wind will activate. Get out of here. That is a flip monster. We don't want to attack into that. This card is sent to the grave. Add a Shadal from your deck or grave to your hand and then discard a card. You're going to discard it. Why would you activate it? Oh! Once he discards it, it's going to activate. Yep. Squanto is going to activate. Send a Shadal from your deck to the grave. Dude, I wish I was playing Gravekeepers and Necro Valleying these guys. Okay, he sent in Hedgehog. Which, when it's sent to the grave, you add a Shadal to your hand. Why didn't you just do that the first time? Okay. Now our humid or dried wind strategy will not take out that face down. The guy he just drew, though, fortunate for us, he's not going to be putting that face down. Oh, it's my turn. Let's activate Angelica. We target Rosemary so we gain 1800 back. We're going to activate Blessed Winds. Pay 1,000 to get Angelica back. Not Angelica. We want Rosemary on the field. Okay. Oh, we can't activate Angelica right now. If I activate that, it's going to just... I need to pay 1,000 here to get Laurel. And then I'm gonna have to activate the field spell. And then I'm gonna special summon, because he's gonna get put in defense. I'm gonna have to special summon, or just regular summon Laurel. Whatever floats my boat. We're gonna go into Jasmine, so that we're not stuck in defense. All right, now we're gonna attack in. I believe. Laurel's gonna activate, which will give us an extra monster in our hand. What do I want? Get a Rosemary. I probably should have went for the one that gets rid of Spell Trap. Battle phase. I know I shouldn't be doing this. Flip, draw 2 cards, then discard a card. This card is sent to the grave by card effect, which it won't be. Draw another card. Okay, so he has to discard one now. We'll activate. If he drew... Okay, he drew Squamamo. The one, if he drew like the one that's like the lion dude, that would have been trouble. I don't know the name of it. Oh, it didn't activate. Nothing activated. That's great. You could probably only activate it once per turn. Let's wait here. I can't be destroyed by battle. I can be destroyed by card effect. Hopefully he did not draw into an invoker. When this guy's normal summon, send a level 4 from your deck to the grave. If this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the grave, draw a card. So I'm going to destroy him by card effect. I think. I believe I could have got him before he activated. I should have done that. He just sent Dragon. That's the one I did not want. That's going to target a spell or trap and destroy it. He's probably... I have to chain. Human wins. I need to destroy his monster. No, it didn't activate in time. Okay, now I need to get into... No. Okay. Here we go. He recognized Dry Winds was a problem. Went for it. Surprised you didn't go for the field spell, but shit all fusion. Oh god, that's why. Whatever he gets, he needs to have more than 1800 defense. Or else I'm just gonna go right around it. From the deck. Oof. Performance. And he got around it. I don't like that. I can't be destroyed by battle. If this card is special summoned, send a Shadal from deck to grave. Start of the damage step. He's paying 1,000 to bring this guy back. I believe. I don't quite know the prefer mages. He's gonna draw 2, discard 1. He is burning through his stuff. Not fast enough though. For it to be a concern currently. We do have a pretty good wall up. Damage juggler, he takes 1,000, finally. I have the life point lead now. Mind control, no! I need somehow to get Marjoram on the field. He's just gonna go for game. No! I could have Ivy Walled. Wait, I could special summon out a monster and then Ivy Wall. Wall of Thorn. I gotta pay 1,000 to get a monster out of my grave. And then Ivy Wall. Now, why do I keep calling it Ivy Wall? He's Link 3. Into Nightmare Unicorn. This card is linked. Discard a card. Then target 1 card on the field. Return it to the deck. Please don't kick my face down. Go for the humid wind on the left. No! Okay, I'm gonna have to activate this last effect. What do we go for? Jasmine. Man, we lost our mirror force. Human wins. Pay 1,000. I need Marjoram in my hand. If I can send it to the grave next turn. If I go for Bergamot. Bergamot gets me out of this. Okay, it's a 2-turn plan for Bergamot though. Still his turn. I can't be destroyed by battle. This is intense. What? If your life points is higher than your opponent's, you can't be destroyed by battle. Ah! Jasmine, a terrible card to draw into. What can we do? If I go into Rosemary, I got this, I got this, I got this. Rosemary, how? Let me guess, my attack. Yep, We have to have a higher attack life point. Which ain't gonna happen. We'll put construct in defense. Activate Blessed Winds to send our Bergamot to the grave. Alright, we just gained 1500 back. I mean, we're still losing. I pay 1,000 for Laurel. I'm just gonna take out... No. Take out his unicorn. I can stop his attack next turn by gaining life points. End turn. In his hand, he still has a normal summonable monster. But it's like a light monster. Okay. I need to gain 500 life points now. Play something. End of the main phase. Perfect! Gain 500 here. Rosemary to activate. Change position. Whew! We're coming back and winning this. Just wait. Our 2-turn strategy is going to come in fruition right now. I'll take that. Okay. We're going to normal summon Jasmine. Watch this strat. Activate Gardening. She's going to gain us life points. Jasmine activates to let us draw another card. And now I'm going to put Jasmine in a defense position. Okay, now we need to activate Blessed Winds. Pay 1,000 to summon a aroma from our grave. We're going to get Bergamot. How does he have a response? Let's go. No. Why didn't this activate? I don't know. Aroma Garden will put us above them. He gains 500 and then he activates, gains 1,000. It's time to battle. We do have an extra normal summon I could have done. This guy has piercing damage. You can't activate in response during the damage step now. You're out of here! Rosemary attacks in, no response. Whew. You take the lead. End phase. Whew. Whew. Alright. 4,000 above. He's paying 1,000. No, he's... You banish this card, add a Perform Mage monster from your deck. Okay. Shh. If he puts that in defense, I'm just gonna go piercing damage. How do I get around this? I can't. He's gonna get another fusion monster out. 2 monsters. Does he still have another monster in his hand? Construct again? I thought this card was like limited to 1. It's only 2,800 though. And I can put him in defense position. Concerned what she's doing. Target 3 cards in the grave, banish them. Okay. It doesn't. What is this guy doing? If this card is special summoned, send a Shadal from your deck to your grave. I'll let it resolve. What's gonna happen? Now construct activated. That did nothing. You're paying 1,000 to get him back? Are you insane? Are you gonna link? That's a smart move. I'm just gonna pierce right through it. Let's target a plant in my grave and return it back to my deck for 500 life points, which will trigger all my effects. Draw a card. Rosemary swaps him into defense position. Bergamot gains 1,000 attack points. That's game. That is a game. We're just gonna pierce right through him. Ah, that was a great duel. That was very hard fought. Game. Great recovery. Holy cow. That is our Aromage deck. We really showed it off in that last duel. I hope you guys check this out. It's very fun to play. And yeah, I hope to see you guys in our next episode. We're doing Ancient Gears. We have a plethora of Yu-Gi-Oh videos already on the channel. If you're interested in those, check them out. I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya!